The prisoner suddenly realized in horror that his cellmate had turned into a cold corpse. However, just as he was about to call the prison guards, but he was immediately strongly opposed by his companions. Then he said we would split his food equally. To fill my stomach, glasses also choose to remain silent. We can only stay away from the body and find another place to continue eating. Unexpectedly, it was at this moment a prisoner suddenly came looking for trouble. Barbie quickly stepped forward and prepared to stop the situation. Unexpectedly, the other party not only refused to leave, instead, he took the initiative to provoke, but the two of them were just about to start fighting. A loud gunshot instantly pulled them back to reality. The rest period has already ended. All prisoners are lined up and ready to return. However, the team had just walked a short distance. They encountered another trapped pimp again. The captain said that you shouldn't walk this path after the rain. The pimp asked if he could help with something. I will give you a salary. Of course. Captain won't miss out on this kind of good thing. Decisive choice to help, and Barbie never expected it. The pimp happened to be sitting in their car. Barbie realized that an opportunity had come. Start actively talking to the other person. What surprised him even more was, the pimp clearly stated, his ship will stay on the island for 3 days. Barbie originally planned to spend 2,000 yuan to let her leave on her own. Unexpectedly, the pimp not only refused outright, and he also plans to report to the prison guards. Barbie was directly frightened. Hurry up and raise the price to 4,000 yuan. This is how I narrowly escaped a disaster. However, the pimp spoke loudly. After a round of bargaining, in the end, both parties reached a cooperation agreement at a price of 5,000 yuan, but the pimp said he would only stay for 3 days, and as soon as he arrived, he would leave immediately. Little did they know that Barbie's decision would soon bring her a huge crisis. After returning to prison, 2 individuals were arranged to dispose of the bodies of their fellow inmates. But halfway through, Glasses suddenly realized in horror that blood had spilled from the sack. He had never seen such a bloody scene before when he was imprisoned for the first time. Despite Barbie's constant persuasion, my glasses are still so scared that my limbs are stiff. Then he slumped down and sat down. I can't move forward anymore. The prison guard behind immediately became unwilling. But how did he reprimand? The glasses remained lifeless. Sitting on the ground with lifeless eyes, the prison guards feel that their authority has been challenged. Pull out a 2.5-meter small whip directly from your waist. Facing Glasses is like a crazy beating. Watching my companion's painful expression, Barbie gritted her teeth and made a reckless decision. Then he picked up the stones on the ground. He smashed the prison guard's head hard. Barbie, who had regained consciousness, finally realized that she had caused a big trouble. He didn't care too much about it either. Turn around and quickly escaped towards the depths of the jungle. Not long after, the prison guards from behind rushed over, chased towards Barbie's escape direction, only leaving behind a bewildered pair of Glasses, scared and helpless, calling out the names of their companions. But in response to him, there were continuous gunshots. Meanwhile, Barbie dared not stop for a moment and ran forward desperately. Not long after, he escaped to the edge of a stream and jumped in without hesitation. Quickly, the prison guard also chased after him. Crazy output towards Barbie in the water. Fortunately, bullets passed by almost every time. Barbie walked away safely along the river, gradually disappearing from the sight of the prison guards. That's it. He escaped until night and successfully found the pimp. Barbie forcefully suppressed her excited mood. Hurry up and let him sail. However, the pimp remained unmoved, expressed to collect payment before sailing. Barbie was dumbfounded. He never expected to escape in such a way. I didn't even have time to bring any money with me. It seems that success is only one step away. Barbie doesn't want to give up on anything she says. He pitifully stated that he has a lot of money in Paris, as long as it can help him escape back, so you will definitely receive generous rewards. The pimp nodded readily and agreed upon hearing this, but he was just about to board the ship. But suddenly I heard the sound of bullets being loaded. Several armed men are pointing at themselves. Barbie just froze in place. The pimp laughed and said that even if you have money, the warden will also double the payment. The next morning, Barbie was brought back by 2 prison guards, and the limbs were also wrapped in heavy iron chains, seriously hindered his actions. But even so, the warden also had no intention of letting him go easily. According to the rules here, the first escape will result in a 2.5-year imprisonment. The second escape took 5 years directly. Even if they survive in the end, they will also be sent to Devil's Island, and the vast majority of people are unable to leave this small black house of a few square meters alive. Not only do we have to endure endless loneliness here, and only provide 1 meal per day. Even more outrageous is, the food delivered is still spoiled in smelly water. Barbie had to endure the urge to retch in order to survive, swallow all the soup down, and he endured half a month in such a harsh environment. Unexpectedly, on that day, the prison door was suddenly opened. The captain who was ambushed walked in swaggeringly. Barbie knows the other party is here for revenge. Facing the captain's intimidation, he is not afraid at all. Instead, he took the initiative to provoke. Unexpectedly, Barbie successfully angered the captain. In the end, it was treated as a live target. I can only stand there and passively get beaten up. After this incident, Barbie, who is already physically weak. Now it's even worse. I thought I would slowly starve to death here, but he never expected it. There was actually half a coconut in the rice bucket delivered that day. Just as he was puzzled, suddenly found a piece of paper on the lid. It says that there will be half a coconut in your rice bucket every day. This sentence deeply touched Barbie's heart. Tears of emotion streamed down from the corners of my eyes. Lacking any sense of accomplishment, he knows these must be glasses from outside, worried about starving to death inside, so deliberately spending money to bribe people who deliver meals. And with the addition of fresh coconut meat, Barbie has also reignited hope of survival. Starting from this moment, he has already made up his mind. Not only do we have to walk out of the confinement room alive, and you have to escape here with glasses on. In the days to come, Barbie's physical strength gradually recovered. Through daily exercise, his physical fitness has also greatly improved. When everything was originally developing in a positive direction, unexpectedly, something unexpected happened. It's time to deliver the meal today. Barbie was just about to reach out and get it. Unexpectedly, he was immediately stopped by the prison guards outside and take it out again for inspection. Soon, there were piercing screams coming from outside, but Barbie hasn't reacted yet. The sound abruptly stopped. The next second, the red liquid flowed in through the crack in the door. Obviously, the person delivering the food is already in danger, but right now he should be more worried about himself. Barbie curled up in the corner with a nervous heart. Until dusk, as the prison door slowly opened, the warden also walked in. Barbie stared at the other person without saying a word. At this moment, the warden asked him who gave you the coconut. However, silence still awaited. The warden doesn't want to waste it either. He just turned his head and left, but it reduced Barbie's food supply by half. A month passed like this. Long-term hunger took away most of his vitality. Make Barbie look like an elderly person in her twilight years. Just as he was on the brink of despair, the warden was holding a steaming bowl of meat soup. Once again in the confinement room, as long as Barbie reveals her accomplices outside, she can enjoy delicious meat soup. I never expected it. Even if you are hungry like this, he not only did not disclose the names of his companions. Instead, he forcefully supported his weak body and brutally humiliated the other party. The warden was so angry that his whole body trembled uncontrollably. To punish Barbie, he directly ordered the sunroof to be closed, intending to make Barbie endure the torment of endless darkness, loneliness, darkness, hunger, triple strike. Like a heavy mountain, Barbie was almost suffocated by the pressure. In the end, he even wanted to strangle himself. However, it is in this hellish and harsh environment that Barbie persevered for 2.5 years. When he is released, only one last breath remains. Even walking requires the assistance of 2 prison guards. And now, the glasses that were once popular in prison have become quite popular. He relies on his gentle and refined appearance, successfully became the secretary of the warden. After learning that Barbie's imprisonment had ended, Glasses go directly to the medical room to visit, but he never expected it. Barbie on the sickbed turned into a dumbfounded fool with lifeless eyes. No matter how he asked Barbie, he remained silent, just as he was about to turn around and leave. I never thought Barbie would suddenly return to normal. Speaking of him, he deliberately pretended to be stupid. The torture that lasted for 2.5 years, not only did it fail to dispel Barbie's determination to escape, instead, he yearns even more for the freedom he has lost. Glasses immediately announced that the warden will hold a banquet in 3 days. Entertain politicians who come to visit. It will be a great opportunity then. Barbie is just thinking for a moment. I quickly agreed. That night, he pretended to be sleeping in bed. After the supervisor left, he immediately opened his eyes, then secretly find the thin and frail black fur. I hope to receive his help. So the supervisor is a pervert. He has long enjoyed the beauty of black fur, but it never succeeded. Barbie said that in 3 days, she only needs to delay the supervisor, so promised to take him away. Black Hair doesn't want to stay here for a moment. Without hesitation, I agreed to help. The second day, the Glasses brought the beard over again, because he said he could get a boat. Thus, a temporary 4-person escape team was formed and completed. It's almost party time. All politicians gathered together, watching the movie happily. Glasses quietly come to the backstage. I used my position to request a bottle of high-end red wine. Then I looked around and saw no one around. He secretly took a bag of drugs and poured them in, continuing to the medical room, falsely claiming that the warden invited them for a drink. Of course, prison guards won't miss it. Pour a full cup of glasses for everyone. Meanwhile, faced with harassment from overweight caregivers, Black Hair unexpectedly agreed tonight, taking advantage of the gap between the two of them going to the restroom. Barbie and Beard removed their bed legs, then carefully touched the toilet, successfully knocked out the chubby supervisor from behind. But they didn't act in a hurry. But I waited in the bathroom for 2.5 minutes. After the estimated effectiveness of the medication is achieved, the 3 of them quietly touched it now, and effortlessly solved the prison guards below. However, even so, they still arrived early. The banquet outside is not over yet. Unfortunately, the 3 of them could only wait in the medical room. Unexpectedly, it was at this moment, the sky suddenly started to rain heavily. The banquet was forced to end early, and even luckier is, the entire prison also experienced a power outage at this time. Barbie and the 3 of them are anxiously waiting in the medical room. Quickly, He rushed over with his eyes and keys. They dare not delay for a moment. Under the cover of darkness and rain, slowly touched above the wall. Then they jumped down one by one. However, just as the glasses were about to move, the electricity suddenly returned to normal. He was startled. Hurriedly, he jumped off the wall, but accidentally broke my leg. With glasses, this oil bottle, the speed of several people's escape has slowed down, but they eventually succeeded in finding the small boat and successfully reached the sea. I never expected it. Halfway through the journey, the small boat unexpectedly leaked water. They can only keep draining water outwards, and even worse, a few people encountered a severe storm again that day, make the already overwhelmed small boat even worse. Big Beard, in order to survive, want to give up the oil bottle glasses, but Barbie refused to agree. Dead or alive, the two quickly got into a scuffle. However, the beard is too strong. The skinny Barbie is no match at all. Timely use of glasses during critical moments. The unguarded bearded man finally received the boxed lunch. 3 people threw the body into the sea. But even so, they also underestimated the power of the storm. The broken small boat is already overwhelmed. The 3 of them were exhausted from being tortured. But in order to survive, they can only hold on tightly. I don't know how long it has been. Barbie woke up from a coma. I was pleasantly surprised to find that I had already arrived on land, and this place looks like an ancient tribe. What surprised him was, the leader of the tribe is actually a nun. The conversation revealed that both the glasses and black fur were safe and sound. Barbie finally felt relieved. The joy of surviving a disaster instantly swept through my body. He can't believe he really succeeded. Barbie had planned to observe the situation on the island, trying to find a way home nearby. However, as soon as he arrived on the road, he suddenly saw a car coming towards him. He never expected 2 prison guards to get out of the car. It seems that they are preparing to drive towards the seaside. Barbie was scared out of her wits. However, when Barbie hurriedly returned, in the end, it was still too late. Black Hair was shot on the spot. I and my glasses were also caught by the prison guards. Turns out all of this was actually reported to the police by the old nun. They can only be captured without hesitation, due to Barbie's second escape. So this time he stayed in the detention room for a full 5 years. On the day when the confinement ended, the warden also personally came to greet him. It is said that few people survive a 5-year confinement. Later on, he will be sent to Devil's Island, but Barbie doesn't care at all. Calmly followed the prison guard to Devil's Island. I never thought I would see glasses again here. Turns out he chose to betray this path as a red man by the warden's side. The warden was very angry after learning about it. Directly deliver the glasses to Devil's Island. Although there are no guards here, but it's even more terrifying than a solitary confinement room. Every day, there are prisoners who cannot sustain themselves. Choose to end your life on your own. Glasses have long been used to, but Barbie was deeply shocked. He doesn't want to be trapped here for the rest of his life. So I stare at the sea every day, lost in thought, attempting to find a way to escape. However, the entire island is not only surrounded by the sea on all sides, and the light height is several hundred meters. If you jump directly, the chance of survival is almost 0, but even so, Barbie also wants to give it a try. So he pulled his glasses and filled a sack with empty coconuts. Make a simple boat. Then the 2 dragged burlap bags to the beach. However, when everything is ready, but the glasses chose to stay, because he has already become accustomed to the life here. I feel like I belong here. Barbie was very surprised to hear this, but he respected his choice. The 2 of them hugged each other tightly and made their final farewell. They know they won't meet again in the future. Then Barbie threw the sack into the sea. Then without hesitation, he jumped down, even if it could lead to death here, but he has no regrets at all. At the end of the story, Barbie was lucky enough to survive, under the protection of the coconut boat, with the continuous waves, aimless drifting. This story is adapted from a true event. The story is based on Henry Cherrell. He has been hiding outside and living ever since he escaped. Until 1969, he chose to return to his home country again, and wrote his own experience into an autobiography, Devil's Island, thus becoming the best-selling book that has topped the sales chart for 21 consecutive weeks. In 1970, the French minister revoked his guilt, and the French Guiana exile camp also closed shortly thereafter.